But look how big these buildings are. I don't know if you can see. I can go slow here. It goes all the way from there, all the way down there. And this is actually, all of this right here used to be part of it. It was massive. They had train cars carting people around, and it was just insane. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Typo's Garage. I am out on the hawk today. It's a beautiful day. It's gonna be hot today, so I'm out kind of early, hopefully to beat the heat. Just gonna kind of ride and talk. Haven't done that in a while, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about Sharon, PA also. It's a cool little town. I mean, it's got potential, but you know, investors and developers, they be playing, you know. I don't know, there's like 1 or 2 restaurants down here. It's an urban area. Sharon used to be a heavy industrial area back during like World War II. Even in early 1900s, there was a lot of mills, and I'll ride past some of them today. One of the largest was Sharon Steel, and the owner actually lived here. This is Buell Mansion. This place is nuts. I don't know. It's kind of like a wedding venue and a bed and breakfast now. But there's all these houses here that upper management, if you will, in the steel industry built these houses, and they're still standing. Alright, so this is downtown Sharon. Got a library, newspaper. Used to be a restaurant there, and now, I mean, it's starting to pick up a little bit. There's a coffee shop. Gotta have your golden coin exchange. Another one there. Got a cigar shop. Bank. Hippie shop. But it's just a cool area. This is an old area. These places have been here forever. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Winner. He actually invented, you know, that big red bar that goes on your steering wheel so people don't jack your car. He invented that, so he got a bunch of money from that. His name's Jim Winner. So he pumped a lot of money into Sharon, and you know, the mid 1900s and into the mid to late 1900s. But since then, you know, just like any other steel town, Sharon has kind of just sort of suffered, you know. People moved away to city centers, you know, focus went into tech and different places, and we just didn't have that. It's starting to come back. There's some new businesses coming in. I personally know some people that work for a company that is developing a lot of these places. Like, I gotta fix the idle on this. So that's going to be a wedding venue there. That's a church that's being turned into that. There's a lot of beautiful old, oh geez, a lot of gravel here. A lot of old architecture down here. So I'll show you. There's actually a mansion up here that was for sale. I don't know if you can see it back behind there. Yeah, it's still there. See it back behind there? But yeah, I mean, there's people want a walking town again, an urban setting, and it's just nobody's down here. We have the lube. We have the original Quaker Steak and Lube here. We also have Ryer's Shoe Store, which is, I don't know if it's self-proclaimed largest shoe store in the world. I don't know, might be. We'll go over here. So there is a branch campus here for Penn State. It's not real big. I actually went here when I first graduated high school. It has potential though. Every college town I've ever been in is essentially booming. I don't know if you agree, but you know, a Penn State is a, you know, if you get a degree from Penn State Shenango, you get a degree from Penn State. So I think that's pretty cool. This whole area here was a place called the Flats. My grandfather actually grew up here. It's all gone now, but it was all houses. You know, it was an urban setting, and there were markets and different things down here. And it just, when you don't have investors and people wanting to improve areas, it's just not going to. So things are changing now though. I will say that there is a few restaurants in the making. There are they're trying to make a walking corridor, which I think people love that kind of stuff, being able to walk you know, maybe from shop to shop, and then to a restaurant and get a beer. Or I think there's a distillery coming in. I think that's a bald eagle. You gotta watch, there's all these old train tracks that I don't know, some are being used, some aren't. Ooh, this engine's hot. Yeah, there's a river running right through the city. So here is like the mill area. It looks crazy because the windows are, I worked a lot in these buildings here. This is the old Westinghouse building here. This is where they built torpedoes for World War II. I'm creeping up on 500 miles, and that's when I'm going to do the first oil change and everything check. But look how big these buildings are. I don't know if you can see. I can go slow here. It goes all the way from there, all the way down there. And this is actually, all of this right here used to be part of it. It was massive. They had train cars carting people around, and it was just insane. If you look at old pictures, and I'll have to see if I can dig up a picture from inside this building, but when I worked in there, it was completely empty. So I snapped a picture. There's a semi truck at the very end, and it literally looks like a toy car. Yeah, it's there's a lot of history here. Same with Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown is about 10 miles, or maybe 15 miles away, about 25 minutes. So I'll take a ride over there someday. But you could just see the length of this building is insane. They're renovating this. I should have been in a different gear. They're renovating this building here to be offices, which is kind of cool. Called The Landing. But yeah, there's this building just keeps going. I don't know if you noticed that. I'll try to get that picture. I'll put it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going straight, and I'll show you where the old site where Sharon Steel was. That building, a lot of it has been torn down, but the size of it now is still huge. This is actually the corridor they want to make all those restaurants and stuff. So they're buying up a lot of these places. There's a restaurant here called Our Gangs. They got great wings and just kind of a local bar. They got Miller High Life Light, $1 all the time. PBR bottles, $1 all the time. So it's pretty sweet. This is going to be a distillery. This is going to be an American restaurant with a terrace that you can eat on, which is pretty cool. So that's 3 or 4 restaurants just right there. There's a restaurant here called Lulu Beans. It's more of like a healthy food place. These are apartments that they're building. Yeah, there's Quaker Steak and Lube. That's the original one right there. They got cars and motorcycles inside. That building with the black building or windows there are going to be is another restaurant. It used to be a restaurant, and then it closed. It was a brewery when that phase of breweries came out. This lube here used to have a bike night where 600 and 700 motorcycles would show up here. It was nuts. I remember going there as a kid. They don't do it anymore. I think because it traded owners. It's now TA, you know, like Truck Stops of America. They now own it, which is, you know, whatever. But come on, my dude. I was only going 30. If I would have been going faster, I would have had to hit the brakes pretty bad. What an asshole. Alright, so you can kind of see it in the distance here. I'm actually going to do a tour of all the industrial stuff here. I mean, it's maybe exciting to some, but maybe not. Also, you hear how this bike is so cruisable now with the sprockets. It's using way less gas, and it's nice. Alright, so you can see the mill starts back there. Those are giant coils, and it just keeps going and going. This is technically Farrell, PA. This was also a pretty hot. So I'm sorry to jump around. There's a lot to talk about, but so if you looked where that building started all the way back there, I'll show you where Sharon Steel ended. It's nuts. It's like miles long. Grand opening. What is that? Oh, like a little corner store. So you can see everything's shipped out with rail cars. So all of these buildings, there's buildings the size of those blue buildings back there used to be, oh my gosh, you can smell, they grow medical marijuana there, pharmaceutical RX, and it smells great. It's insane that we have that going on nowadays. I always dreamed of the day that it would be accepted like that. Anyways, so we're still going here. You might not be able to see under these trees, but the building, there were some silos down here where the end of the building was. So it's literally probably 2 miles long. It's down here. Yeah, that's how big it was. So then you got another tube company. These mills with Wheatland Tube, my father-in-law works at Wheatland Tube, and they have one of the last surviving, or the only, actually, the only, hopefully I don't screw this up, but the pipe is made in one piece. It's a solid pipe. So instead of a lot of other places have to mold multiple pieces together, they don't have to. It's all one. So it's really sought after pipe. They're pretty busy, although, you know, some certain tariffs have hurt the steel industry a little bit, but I'm not going to go into that. So there's a lot going on here, but it also feels like not a lot is going on here. I don't know why that is to me. Maybe because I'm 30 years old, and there ain't a ton for me to do. There's a ton of stuff for older folks to do. That being said, I like to play disc golf and stuff, so there's a lot of good disc golf courses around here. But I don't know. If you guys have ever been here, leave me a comment below on what you thought of Sharon, or yeah. I'll take a tour of Youngstown soon. I'll have to do a little digging on the history to find out a little more about it, but I'll try to do that soon. But until next time, if you guys like this type of video, like a vlog, let me know, and I'll find stuff. There's a lot of old towns around here I can cruise around and do a little history if you guys are interested in seeing stuff like that if you're from another city, because I know I like watching Baker X Derek's videos. It seems like San Bernardino is never ending, and there's always new places to look at, and I don't know, I think that's really interesting. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe below. I appreciate you guys. Peace.